Have you ever wondered how past geopolitical events have shaped the world we live in today? Unfolding before us is a riveting timeline teeming with significant happenings from the Industrial Revolution right up to the present day. These events, major and minor, have woven the intricate tapestry of our current geopolitical landscape. Understanding them helps us make sense of the world we inhabit, the powers that be, and the undercurrents shaping our future. So, buckle up as we set off on this intriguing journey through time. Our journey begins in the late 18th century with the Industrial Revolution. This period was a game changer, marking a significant shift from manual labor to mechanized production. The invention of the steam engine, the cotton gin, and many other technologies transformed economies, most notably in Britain, which became the world's leading industrial nation. This revolution wasn't confined to the borders of the United Kingdom. It rippled across the globe, redefining global economics and power structures. Nations that embraced industrialization saw their economies boom, leading to rapid urbanization and a surge in global trade. The balance of power shifted towards these industrialized nations, ushering in a new era of geopolitical dominance. On the other hand, countries that were slow to industrialize or remained agrarian found themselves at a disadvantage. They were often reduced to the role of supplying raw materials to the industrial powerhouses. Thus, the Industrial Revolution set the stage for a new world order. Fast forward to the early 19th century, we encounter the Napoleonic Wars, a series of conflicts led by the charismatic French leader Napoleon Bonaparte. These wars waged from 1803 to 1815. They were more than just battles, they were a catalyst for change, a force that redefined European borders and politics. The Napoleonic Wars brought about an upheaval, a reshuffling of the existing power structure. Traditional geographical boundaries were redrawn, old powers fell and new ones emerged. Nations like the United Kingdom, Russia and Prussia gained prominence, while others such as Spain and the Ottoman Empire saw their influence wane. But it wasn't just about territory. The Napoleonic Wars sparked a shift in political thought. The spread of Napoleonic law, the notions of nationalism and liberalism, all these ideological changes took root during this turbulent era. The Napoleonic Wars, in essence, reshaped the political landscape of Europe. Then came the cataclysmic world wars of the 20th century. Indeed, the two world wars that shook the world in the first half of the 20th century were far from ordinary conflicts. They were global in scale and unparalleled in their devastation, reshaping the entire planet's geopolitical landscape. World War I, often referred to as the Great War, was a conflict of epic proportions involving more than 30 nations and causing massive upheavals. It led to the collapse of four empires: the German, Austro-Hungarian, Russian, and Ottoman empires. This dissolution paved the way for the creation of several new nation-states, particularly in Eastern Europe, dramatically altering the political map of the world. Then, a mere 2 decades later, World War II erupted. This was an even more destructive conflict, claiming millions of lives and leaving cities and countries in ruins. It led to a significant shift in global power dynamics. The aftermath saw the rise of two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union. Their ideological differences set the stage for decades of tension and proxy wars, a period known as the Cold War. Moreover, these wars led to significant changes in alliances. Countries banded together to form military and political alliances, such as the North Atlantic Treaty Organization and the Warsaw Pact. These alliances, while intended to prevent another global conflict, also further entrenched the division of the world into two ideologically opposed blocs. As the dust of these wars settled, the world was undeniably different. The old European powers were diminished, and new players had emerged. The balance of power had shifted, and the stage was set for the second half of the 20th century, a period of intense competition, innovation, and transformation. The world wars undeniably altered the global political and power dynamics. The geopolitical landscape we know today was largely shaped by the events of these two cataclysmic wars, a testament to their profound and lasting impact. Following the world wars, the world witnessed the Cold War. This prolonged period of political and military tension between two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, was characterized by a unique type of conflict. One not fought on battlefields with armies, but in the shadows with spies, propaganda, and political maneuvers. The Cold War, spanning from the mid-20th century to the early 90s, shaped international relations in a myriad of ways. It created a bipolar world, divided along ideological lines, capitalism versus communism. Countries across the globe were influenced to align themselves with one of these superpowers, leading to a chessboard-like geopolitical landscape. This era also saw an intensification of arms races and space races, as each superpower sought to assert its dominance. The fear of nuclear warfare loomed large, influencing policies and decisions on a global scale. The Cold War era indeed left an indelible mark on international relations. It's a period that continues to influence our world decades after its conclusion. Amidst these major events, a significant process was underway: decolonization. This was a period when colonies around the globe were breaking free from imperial powers, carving out their own nations. From the mid-20th century, the world witnessed a wave of independence movements, particularly in Africa and Asia, that challenged and altered the existing geopolitical landscape. Decolonization wasn't just a political transformation, it was a social and cultural revolution. Newly independent nations reclaimed their identity, language, and cultural heritage, shaking off the imposed colonial structures. The geopolitical implications were immense. The emergence of these new nation-states altered the balance of power. It led to a reconfiguration of alliances as these nations sought their place in the world order. They became key players in international organizations like the United Nations, influencing global policies on peace, development, and human rights. Decolonization thus brought a new set of players on the geopolitical chessboard. As the 20th century neared its end, so did the Cold War. A period characterized by geopolitical tension between two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union. It was a time when the world was essentially divided into two ideological halves. But by the late 80s, the winds of change were blowing. The Soviet Union was grappling with internal economic and political challenges, leading to a progressive loosening of its grip on Eastern Europe. This shift culminated in the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, a symbol of the ideological divide that was the Cold War. By 1991, the Soviet Union had officially dissolved, leaving the United States as the world's sole superpower. The world had transitioned from a bipolar to a unipolar order. This significant alteration in global power dynamics had profound implications for international relations, shaping the geopolitical landscape we know today. The end of the Cold War ushered in a new geopolitical era. The dawn of the 21st century brought with it a defining moment: the 9/11 attacks. On a clear September morning in 2001, terror struck the heart of America, and reverberations were felt around the globe. This unprecedented act of violence on American soil shook the world and catalyzed a seismic shift in global security policies. In the aftermath, nations worldwide were forced to reassess their security measures. Air travel in particular saw a massive overhaul. From rigorous passenger screenings to the reinforcement of cockpit doors, every aspect was scrutinized and fortified. The attacks also prompted the creation of the US Department of Homeland Security, a testament to the profound impact on national security strategy. Furthermore, the 9/11 attacks spurred the United States and its allies into the War on Terror, an ongoing global military campaign that has significantly influenced international relations, geopolitics, and the global perception of security. The 9/11 attacks undeniably redefined global security policies. As we reach the end of our journey, let's recap the critical points. The world as we know it has been sculpted by pivotal geopolitical events. From the Industrial Revolution's reshaping of global economics, through the border redefinitions of the Napoleonic Wars, to the profound global impact of the World Wars. The Cold War's decades-long influence, the creation of new nation-states during decolonization, and more recent events like the 9/11 attacks. These geopolitical events, in essence, have shaped the world as we know it today. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. We hope our exploration into major geopolitical events has sparked your curiosity. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more enlightening content. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning,